Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kalyani and today we are going to be talking about the books that I read in May, June and what I'm going to be reading in July, at least what's left of it. So I know I have been missing for a while from YouTube. That's because I didn't have any books to talk about. Per month maximum I read 2 books, and I don't know if it's worth making a YouTube video, but if you'd like to see that content wrap up of 2 books, let me know in the comments down below. To be honest, June has been a very weird reading month for me. I think I've been in a reading slump. Again, I know. It's like I'm in a reading slump 6 months a year. It's very annoying, even for me. I'm sorry if you hear kind of a noise in the background. Like, my glasses are fogging up because of the heat, so I had to turn up the fan speed. I hope you guys understand. So, talking about the book month that I had, I didn't really feel like reading any of the stuff that I read, to be honest. May was a pretty good reading month, and in May actually I recorded 2 videos back to back. I was like, oh, let's be consistent, like let's put up a video every week, but I fell sick. Due to that I couldn't really upload, and all the videos have been pushed to June. Book haul one and also the rant video were shot in May. Actually I really wanted to release them quickly, but I fell sick and I couldn't edit them in time. I think that kind of put me in a bad mood, like I was not consistent and I kind of didn't like that, so I didn't make any videos from then. I'm pretty weird, I know. So talking about the books that I read in May, I read Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo. It's the second book in the Six of Crows duology. If you watched the 24-hour readathon video on my channel, if you didn't, what are you doing? Go and watch it right now. If you watch that video, you would know that I finished that book in that 24 hours and I really liked it. That book is such a chef's kiss. Like, I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. No complaints on that part. The second book that I read in May was Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. This is the first book in Six Crimson Cranes duology. I think it's a duology, and I enjoyed this book a lot. But I had a slight issue with the main character. Whenever I read a book, if the protagonist is a bit dumb, I don't really like it because I want the protagonist in the book to be perfect. But this is a teenage girl that we're talking about, and she's a princess, literal princess, so she kind of has no outside exposure, and it's kind of like not fair on that part to judge the character on that basis, but it was a little bit annoying nonetheless. So I really enjoyed the book. It didn't bore me out. I really want to read the second book, but not right now. Give it a 4.75 out of 5 stars. And May has been a pretty good reading experience, except for the 2 books that I DNF'd. If you didn't watch that video as well, go ahead and watch it. Pretty please go ahead and watch that video. Moving on. So June. June was pretty sick. Literally, I fell sick and I couldn't really read. I was kind of sleeping during my sick time, like some people do read during their sick time. It's like, oh, I can read now. I didn't have the energy to read. Okay, put something in my brain as complicated as a fantasy world. What I read in June, I read 2 books which are like completely 180 to each other. First book that I read in June was The Way of Kings Part 1 by Brandon Sanderson. The Way of Kings is actually the first book in the Stormlight Archive. I think Stormlight Archive is a part of Cosmere. I started reading it. The problem is, I actually didn't really want to read it that much, but my brother was kind of like, read it, because he apparently became a bookworm. He was always a bookworm, but he suddenly got the motivation to read it while I am doing a booktube channel. He was threatening me to give spoilers, and I hate spoilers. If I get spoilers, I cry like a baby and I refuse to touch the book ever again. So yes, forgive me if I read a book in a rush and didn't really like it. It's not fair to the book if I say the book was too lengthy, because it's just a new world and you really need good world building in order to get into the world, understand it and stuff like that. Thing is, I couldn't really enjoy it. Also, it's really not a spoiler, but I really felt like Kaladin's character was pretty similar to Rauden's from Elantris. That was not the problem. I'm just saying, I'm like drawing comparisons here, because Elantris and Warbreaker were the only other 2 books that I read of Brandon Sanderson. There are certain expectations of a reader whenever they listen about a book, like this is so good and you have to read it. Like, they expect it to be good, like according to their perspective, because everyone has different tastes, right? And I think it didn't really suit my taste for now, because I was so done with fantasy. I really wanted a normal kind of a book. So yeah, reading this, it's a very heavy fantasy, like heavy world building, and I was like, not for me. But I did really enjoy some parts of it. The book was not really the problem. I think it was just my mood. I don't know, it's like a meh book for me, and I think all the books that I read in June were meh. Yeah, so I give this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I'm sorry, I really love Brandon Sanderson's writing, but I couldn't really get into this that much. I just read part 1 of this book, like the part 2 is still remaining. The Way of Kings is not fully done yet, and I think I won't be continuing this series right now, but I would love to read it in the future whenever I'm in mood for high fantasy, high tension stuff. For now, I really want to read some dumb stuff, like you don't need to put any brain into it, no world building, nothing. The second book that I read in June is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This was also a meh book. Truly Devious is set in kind of like the modern world. It was okay, not that bad, but it was okay. So let me explain the story of this book without giving spoilers, like kind of like a summary. This Ellingham Academy, okay, where students with special interests and special talents, like they are kind of like skilled, very skilled in whatever they do. It's not properly explained, like whether they have superpowers or it's like keen interest or they're specialized in it. I don't know. I think they're kind of specialized in it because there's no supernatural or fantasy element to this book. It's a thriller, murder mystery kind of a thing. Ellingham Academy, which takes in students like this and provides free education, completely free education, free accommodation, everything. And it was established by Albert Ellingham, and during the starting years of the academy, his wife and daughter go missing, and till now no one knows what happened to them. A student is also murdered in the school. This is like a mystery which no one could solve at that time. And in the modern era, we have our protagonist Stevie, who wants to become a detective kind of a person, like wants to work with the FBI and stuff. She wants to solve this mystery, and hence she enters the school. And what happens there, will she solve the mystery or not? It's the first book in the trilogy, and to be honest, I really feel like it doesn't need to be dragged that much because it could have been solved quickly. I liked it, but not so much. Like, I wouldn't mention in the best books of the year. If I really have a bad reading year, which I hope I don't, then it might be on the best books of the year. These two books, like The Way of Kings and Truly Devious, were like completely 180. Like for this Way of Kings, you need like heavy brain, like you just need to put all your concentration on it. Like for me, it's like that. I just need to understand what's going on. And for Truly Devious, you don't need that much of thinking because it's just normal modern world and you're not introduced to new stuff. That's it for my June reading experience. And in July, I haven't really started reading anything yet because I think I'm in a slump which I really want to get out of. In July, I plan on reading. I don't know if I'll be able to read them or not. So I plan on reading The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which is a 5-star read for most of the booktubers that I watch. So I really feel like I'll be able to enjoy it as well. Okay. And I really want to read standalones right now because since the beginning of this channel, I really think I have been reading only series, and I really want to read a good standalone. So I'm planning on picking up The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and I also plan on reading Samsara, Enter the Valley of Gods. And I think it's not a standalone. I think there's another book coming out, but let's see. I don't know. I'm planning on reading these two books. And I also really want to finish Dune because it's been sitting there for like forever. It's in an audiobook form, so it shouldn't be that hard to get through it, but it's just, I don't know, I'm finding it way too boring, to be honest. Like, it's not going anywhere. I feel like this because I've watched the movie, okay? In the movie, everything is so fast-paced and stuff like that, and here it's very slow. So I think it'll take some time for me to get used to it. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. I'm really sorry for not uploading this few weeks. I know I say this every time and I just disappear for like a few weeks or even a month. I don't know, whenever I have a bad reading month, instead of sharing it here and ranting about this on this channel, I just shut down completely. I don't know why. I just think I have to get used to it more. I really want to upload consistently, but it's just the book gods are not favoring me right now. This is what's been happening since the start of this year. I have been like in slump after slump, and I don't know why. Maybe after reading like some great books, I just fall into a slump. My mind is like, okay, you found a good book, now just sit down for like the next 2 months, just shut up. By the way, we hit 11 subscribers, you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me, and you guys will make me want to upload videos more consistently. I just won't stop until I get a schedule here on this channel. So yes, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to comment down below your 5-star reads. to get me out of the slump. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss out whenever I post. And make sure to follow me on Instagram. The link is in the about section, so that you can get more updates there. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys later. Bye bye.